Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with A Sandwich by Strosahl. Now, before I get started, for those of you who've been with the series for a while, you'll know that Rock Rat Zero has set a large number of puzzles for this series, and I'm sure you recognize his name at this point. And Rock Rat has been running a Kickstarter campaign for a Sudoku booklet, which is based on the elements of the periodic table. So there is a puzzle for each element, as well as a discussion of the history of that element and things like that. So kind of combining chemistry with Sudoku, which is really neat. So if you are interested in backing that Kickstarter, today is the last day that you can back it during the normal campaign. There will be a link in the description, and you can check that out. I have backed it myself. All right. Well, let's actually do this puzzle. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. So in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these clues outside the grid. These are sandwich sums. So what they are is they are the sum of the digits in between the 1 and the 6. So this 9 here tells us that wherever the 1 and the 6 happen to be, say the 1 is here and the 6 is here, and say this was 4, 5. What we do is we look between the 1 and the 6, and we see it's 4, 5. And we add 4 plus 5, that's 9, and that needs to match our clue. Right, so there will be a 1 somewhere in the row. There will be a 6 somewhere in the row. And between them, it will add to 9. In addition to that, the two A's represent the same digit. So whatever digit goes here, that is also the sum up here between the 1 and 6. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. And for those of you who skip the intro, definitely check out the Kickstarter in the description. There's only 1 day left. It is Rock Rat Zero's Kickstarter. I talk about it during the intro, so maybe rewind and listen to that if you did not. All right, so let's see. What is the biggest possible sandwich sum? That's always a good thing to consider. Well, we know the entire row adds to 21. We also know that 1 plus 6 is 7. And we know that the 1 and the 6 aren't included in our sum. So 21 minus 7 is 14. So our biggest sum is 14. So we do not have, none of these that are marked are going to have the 1 and 6 exactly across from each other. But this 12 is the closest. And so we can think about the outies of our sum, right? Outside of the 1 and 6, we need to sum to 2 in order for that to total 14. Because we've got the 1 and the 6, say like this. In between the 1 and the 6, we're adding to 12. So in total, we're adding to 12 plus 7, which is 19, leaving just 2 more, and the 2 would end up here. And since only in order to add to 2, we only use 1 cell, that does mean that either this is the outie 2 or this is the outie 2. And then we have a 1, 6 pair somewhere. So basically we can mark this as 1, 2, 6 here and 1, 2, 6 here, because it's either going to be the outie that's a 2 or it's going to be the 1, 6 that's on the other end. And then one of these will be the other 1, 6, but we don't know which one. The 10 is going to have an outie of 4. So that could be 1 or 2 cells, unfortunately. We can do, oh no, sorry, it can't be 2 cells. Normally 4, you can do 1 plus 3, but the 1 is always part of our sandwich. The 1 and the 6 are. And so that means that these are from 1, 4, 6 only. Same exact logic as the 2, because we only use 1 cell to add to 4. So A could be 6, but it's definitely not 1, because you can't ever have a sandwich sum of 1, because you can't put the 1 in between the 1 and 6. It's involved in the 1, 6. The 0 just means the 1, 6 are next to each other with nothing in between. This 10 is the same deal. These need to be 1, 4, 6. Interesting. So this is a 1, 4, 6 triple, making this 2, 3, 5. The outies for the 9 are 5. So this could be a 5, and that would be our outie. Or it could be a 2, 3, and then we would need either another 2, 3 here or another 2, 3 here. I don't know. So I think that makes this 1, 2, 3. No, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6 maybe. I don't think we can put anything else here. I'm pretty confident in that. Because we're going to have, this is one of our outies. We're going to have one more outie, which will be either here or here. If this is our other outie, then our sandwich goes like this. And if this is our other outie, then this is a 2 or a 3 to go with that. Or we don't have another outie, in which case this is a 1, 6 pair. Either way, this is only 1, 2, 3, 6. All right. How How are we? I feel like there's something going on with this. So we're either doing a 1-6 pair here with a 4 here, or we're doing a... Oh, we can't do a 1-6 pair here with the 4 here. Right. So this has to be our 1-6 pair, and this has to be the 4. That's the only way that's working. Yeah, this 2, 3, 5 is our sum to 10. I should have realized earlier. So now this is a 4. This is one of the 1-6s, and so now this is a 1-6, and this is our Audi 4. Okay. 1-6 pair. Okay. We know, so we know this can't be a 1-6. So this can't be our 1-6 sandwich. So this is our sandwich. So this is our 2. That's Audi. This is a 1-6, and this is a 1-6 because we had this 1-6 pair here. In case you weren't sure why this can be 1-6. This is not a 2. In fact, this is just 3, 4, 5 here. This starts our A sum, and we know A can't exceed 6. In fact, we know that this is a 6 now, actually. Because of the sandwich here. We can't do an 8. There is no digit 8. So we need at least 2 cells, and we're not doing this. This would be 0. We're not doing this. This would be 0. We're not doing this. It would be only 1 cell. So the only way we're doing it is here. These will sum to 8. So we actually know what our Audi is going to be. 8 to 14 is 6. So this is a 2 in order for that to add to 6. But we now know that you can't put a 1 on the A because A can't be the sandwich sum. So that's 6 and that's 1. And that actually resolves our 1-6s. That's a pretty neat way to resolve it. So now we know this is a 6. Okay, so normally you could add to 6 in 3 digits using 1 plus 2 plus 3. But the 1 is never part of the sum because it's part of the sandwich crusts. And so this has to be 4 and 6. This is not a 6. Interesting. Okay, I'm sure I can do something with that, but let's do as much Sudoku as we can. Let's do a 3, 5 pair here. This is 1, 2, 4. That's not a 1, that's not a 4. We do have a 7 clue here. We have the 6 already. So the only way to do 7 and 3 is 1, 2, 4, but we can't use the 1. So this has to be 4, 3, 1. This is 2, 5, 3, 4, 1. All right. This does end up being a 0 clue, which I didn't actually have to use. Nice. That's not a 3. Okay, so 9... where's the 6 going to go, right? Remember, the Audis for 9 were 5. This can't be the 6. That would be a 0 sandwich. This can't be a 6 because of that 6. Also, because it would only be 1 cell long. This can't be a 6. And so the 6 ends up here. In fact, it's just it's basically a hidden 6 for the row because we don't want a 0 sandwich sum. So that makes that the 5. That's 2. That's 3. That's 5. This will work itself out. It is 2, 3, 4, though. That's 2. That's 4. That's 3. I think we're just plonking the rest here. We need a 1 and a 4 here. That's 4 and 1. Over here, we need a 5 and 6. That's 5, 6. Over here, we need a 3 and a 5. And now this is a 2. And down here, we need a 3 and a 5. And we're done. Cool puzzle, Strosahl. I really enjoyed that. I think that this is a really clever way. So whenever you do sandwich Sudoku, you cannot do a pure sandwich, because a pure sandwich will never be able to disambiguate where the 1-6s go. You'll have 1-6 pairs everywhere. And so oftentimes it's resolved either by doing a given, adding like a crop key dot, adding a little killer. But I like the A thing where the A is a sandwich sum. That was a really clever way. And we probably could have deduced using uniqueness that the A will be a 6 no matter what. But I wasn't gonna use that, and I didn't really think about it until it came up. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.